I have no idea what I'm doing. And that's essentially how I go into all new crafts. Hi friends, welcome to episode 76 of the Quirky Monday Craftcast. My name is Kalisha, and you can find me anywhere online as Nadirah. Thank you so much for coming to spend some time with me today. I do greatly appreciate it. Today is Thursday, March 14th. It's Pi Day. It's Pi Day. If you don't know what Pi Day is, it's March 14th because it's 314, which are the first 3 digits of pi. I wished my husband a happy Pi Day because he's a math teacher. You know how it goes. I wonder how many of his students are going to recognize that it's Pi Day today. I'll find out and I'll put it on the screen. Anyhoozle. Today is March 14th. It is a Thursday, and I'm coming to you from my home in Central Florida. I feel a little bit out of practice because if you are a regular viewer, you know that I skipped last week. Instead, I went gallivanting with a friend. We went to a couple yarn shops for the Orange Blossom Yarn Crawl, and I did post a little vloggy video about that. It's going to be the one right before this. If you want to go check it out, you can kind of get a peek inside a couple of the Central Florida yarn shops. So yes, announcement-y type things. So we have about a little under a week left. We have exactly 6 days left of the Pisces season make-along, and I am just in absolute love with the finished object thread. You can find that thread. It's in the Quirky Monday Crafts group over on Ravelry. There is a link down below. But the finished objects thread is just making me so happy. Like, this is what I was thinking when I wrote up the idea for the make along. Like, this is what I wanted to see. I haven't finished all the projects I wanted to do for the make along, but it's fine. I've been super inspired by you guys, and thank you so much for participating. So yeah, that's going to come to close on March 20th. And I will be pulling winners. We're going to have 4 winners. We'll pull 2 from the finished object thread, 1 from Chatter, and 1 from Instagram. If you are posting on Instagram, do use the hashtag Pisces Season MAL. And we'll do a random drawing for a winner from Instagram. Yay! But I wanted to show you another prize donation that came in. It came from Scarlett of Sunshine Dyeworks. She donated 2 skeins of yarn to give away, and she gave a 3rd for me. So thank you so much, Scarlett. This yarn, I asked her what the name was, and she said she called it Pisces Season. So here it is. I love it. And she is one of our local Florida dyers. So you Florida peeps, check her out. Or not even just Florida peeps, all you peeps, check her out. But yes, I love the speckling. It's really cool. She is sending me the labels. So if I get the labels in the mail before this video goes up, I'll put the content of the yarn at the bottom. It looks and feels like, like a regular sock weight. So I'm not even gonna guess. I'm gonna wait for the labels, but check out the color. We have 2 skeins of this going into the winners pile. So we have these 2, and then we have the 2 that I showed you last episode. So there's going to be the 4 prizes are the yarn, and then I'm also going to make project bags. And this is the fabric that I found that I thought would be perfect for the Pisces season make along. So I'm going to make you guys space bags because I'm Kalisha, and in the Pisces watery colors. So yeah, announcements. I am going to insert a clip here of me sharing a couple of you guys' positive moments. I did start the positive moments thread over on Ravelry, so if you are on Ravelry and you want to share your positive moment over there, you can definitely do that. Otherwise, definitely keep leaving them down below. Mention in the comment if it's something that you want me to share, and I will share it in this segment. So I'm going to cut here and share some positive moments with you guys. Okay, guys. I was looking back through the comments for your bright spots or positive moments that you guys wanted shared. And in this last episode, I didn't see many, people listing their moments that they wanted to share. But more people did comment on the Ravelry. So we'll call that what and what. So I went back another episode. Yeah, I went another episode back and pulled some from the comments. And I'll share them with you real quick. So, now these are about 2 weeks old, I think each one of them. Yeah. Each one is about 2 weeks old. So the first one is from Brenda. And she said, my happy moment yesterday was our daughter's 37th birthday party at our house. The star wanting cake, of course, was her 2-year-old daughter. The next is from Amy. It says, a good thing that happened to me this week is that the stray cat I'm trying to tame so I can find her a home let me pet her. That's really sweet. Mara said, my bright spot for the week is that my mom sent me an egg cooker as a gift, and it works really well. It makes the best hard-boiled eggs I've ever eaten. The whites are fluffy and the yolk isn't too hard. And they peel so much more easily than regular hard-boiled eggs. It also makes omelets and poached eggs, but I haven't tried that yet. I didn't know an egg cooker was a thing. I'm going to have to look into this. Fun fact, when I was little, I used to boil eggs and kind of forget that I was boiling the eggs, and the water would boil out, and then the egg would explode. The next one is Lorraine, and Lorraine has the Ellinesscrafts podcast. So if you have not checked out her podcast, you definitely should do so. I'll put a link down below. And she said her positive this week is that she went to her first yarn festival, Unravel 2019. And I just watched her most recent episode where she kind of did like a recap of her time at Unravel, which sounded really, really awesome. I think that's all I had. Let me see. I screenshotted the comments from like online, and it looks like I screenshot all of them twice. So that's all I have for the bright spots today. Of course, if you want yours shared on here, you can leave it in a comment down below and let me know that it's okay to share. And if you just want to share it in general, you can leave a comment down below, or leave a comment over in the Ravelry group. Either way, I definitely recommend that you guys go down in the comment section and read the comments. Everybody like sharing these positive like moments and bright spots that are happening in their lives it's just really like heartwarming. On last episode, when I was talking about the experience of having, getting your hair done, so many people shared their memories of getting their hair done when they were little, and it was just, the comment section of that video was really, really cool. So definitely go check that out. And yeah, onward to the crafty content. And we're back with a new camera angle because the sun is strong today. It's pretty cloudy, so the light's gonna go in and out. Like this section of the video is gonna be blown out probably half of the time that I'm recording. Sorry. I have the option to record outside, so I'm going to do it. So yeah, with that, we are going to jump into finished objects, and I have one. I feel like I have other finished objects, but I can't remember what they are. So I'm going to put up a picture of my finished object because I decided to send it off to somebody. I was doing a swap with Tommi of Squirrel Pie Productions, and I was watching one of her, not her most recent episode, but I think it was the one before that, when she was first like trying her hand at the round weaving like I did a couple weeks back. And she was saying how she wanted to get into weaving, and I kind of went through that little, I want to try this craft. Let me go see if they have stuff at Michael's or Joann's or Hobby Lobby or whatever. And I came across a whole lot of like teach yourself to weave kits. Tote, I see you trying to sneak away. Caught on camera. Caught on camera. Anyway, so I had a bunch of kits. Ow! Cheese and rice, guys. Really? Your little paws of fury. Your little paws of fury. Are you just gonna walk across me like that? The disrespect. The disrespect. Okay, go away. Thank you. Anyway, again. So I had a couple sets of those, like, learn to weave beginner kits. I'm sorry, I'm watching Tote in the screen. Tote, stay in your backyard. She's looking around the side of the house because she knows she wants to run off, but she knows that she's not supposed to. Hey, you. No, go away, Kiva. You don't want to sit nicely. You gonna sit nicely? So I had a couple of those like beginner learn to weave kits, like the kind that come with like a little loom and like the yarn and like weaving apparatuses. And I took a picture of it and sent it to her and asked her if she wanted it. So she said yeah, so we did a swap. And along with the weaving kit, I also sent her this wall hanging. So I'll put in a picture of it now. And I did that wall hanging. If you follow me on Instagram, you would have seen it on my loom. Last episode, I showed this like embroidery frame thing that I got from the Goodwill for like $3. I strung it up and used it as a loom, and it worked really great. And it's a nice like small size, so I was able to just kind of like sit there and go back and forth and try the different weaving techniques, and it was a whole lot of fun. So I'm really thinking about stringing that up again, like maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow, I don't know. We'll see. I have no idea what I'm doing. But that's my only finished object. So we'll go on into works in progress. And I have two mofos. Like, they are so close to being finished, it's ridiculous. The first one, where did I even put them? The first mostly finished object, which is what mofo is, if you don't speak the lingo. The first mostly finished object that I have is my movie socks. Is my pair of movie socks. Grammar. So this is the first one. It has a contrast heel flap and heel turn, and then a half contrast cuff. In the second one, I didn't do the half contrast cuff. I just went in with a full color. So now this, let me show y'all how close this is to being done. Can you see that? Yeah, you can see the decreases. I am halfway done with these toe decreases. Like, where? Yeah, I got about that much left to go, and then I'll be done with this sock. So I'm going to finish these up today, definitely. Like, as soon as I finish recording, I'm going to sit down and finish knitting this so that it can be off my needles and I can do something new. But if you have not seen these before, I am knitting these out of Patent Croy Socks FX in the Kala Lily colors, something like that, colorway. This is how much I have left of the 50-gram skein. They come, well, ball. They come in 50-gram balls. And if you've never worked with Patent Croy sock yarn, it's thick. I wouldn't say it's quite a sport weight, but it's definitely heavier than a finger ring, a fingering weight. So it's like a sport, spingering. It's a spingering weight. Sportering. It's a sportering weight yarn. That's a new one. But yeah, so those are going to be done this evening for sure. My second work in progress, mostly finished object, is one that you would have never seen because I started this, I think, last Sunday, and it has just flown like pew. But this is, hold it up so you can see, this is the Starburst Tote by Sandra Gutierrez, also known as Nomad Stitches. And I actually found her through the Diverse Knitty, and I found her on one of those, like one of the stories that had been created. I don't remember who did it, but where they were like kind of gathering Black and Indigenous people of color designers and like kind of like creating like a directory of them. And she was on there and I was looking at her designs and I saw this. Now, I'm the kind of person that I'm a taste tester, right? So like if there's a designer that I'm interested in and I'm, you know, like a lot of their designs, I want to try like one of their free ones so that I can see how they phrase things, how they write as a designer, you know, because it's not like there's one, like, there's kind of a standard way of like getting your ideas across as a designer or as a pattern writer, but there's always like individual style within it, right? So I love it when designers have free patterns along with their paid patterns, because I feel like it gives me a way of trying out the designer, seeing if I understand the way that they write. Because, you know, sometimes you get those patterns where you're just like, I don't understand this at all. And then it can be frustrating. And, yeah, I'm all about lessening frustration if possible. So, yeah, this is a free pattern. It's available on Ravelry. Like I said, super, super easy. I am making this out of, where did I put those labels? I don't know. This is Fibra Natura in, I forget what the brand or the base is called, but it's a cotton linen mix. And this is cream, white? No, this is white. This one is cream. Here you can see them side by side. And then this is all I have left of the blue. So I said I was working on this on Wednesday during my lunch break, and it was almost finished. Like, I had finished the straps, I had sewn them on and everything, but when I looked at it, I just didn't like the color combination that I chose for the straps. So if you can tell, I'll put my fingers through these. Alright, so the little Starburst bits are the white. Then the mesh is, well, the mesh sections are the cream and the blue. So, and then the top band here is cream. I intended, this is what happens when you use colors that are similar. I intended to do blue and cream for the straps, and then I finished this one and realized I used the white instead of the cream, and I was like, it's fine, it's fine. It's not fine. So I don't even think you can really tell, at least not on camera. If I turn it that way, you kind of can. So when I line them up next to each other, like this cream butting up against the white, I just wasn't digging it. So what I'm gonna do is rip out my straps, remake them with only the cream. Yes, I'm gonna make them solid with cream, and then I don't know, I kind of want a little bit of blue on there because it's like, so like there's blue at the bottom and I kind of want blue at the top, but I definitely don't have enough yarn to do solid blue straps. So I might do like a solid cream with like a trim in blue. To be honest, I'm probably just gonna do solid cream and call it a day. But like I said, it worked up really fast. The pattern was written very clearly. She does like a ton of like photos like as you're going through the pattern. So there's basically like a written pattern and then a photo pattern, which I, excuse me, I really appreciated for some of the parts, because the written part was a little bit not confusing, but it was good to be able to kind of check your understanding with the written instruction and the photo instruction. The only problem that I ran into with this was that for some reason, and you can definitely see it, my gauge tightened up a lot right here at this band. Like, I don't know what was going on because I didn't change hook sizes. I don't think I was any more stressed out. Hey guys, I'm just going to interrupt this section of me talking about the Starburst tote because I realized after filming what my gauge problem was. And it was Kalisha did not read the instructions properly. So I ripped out, see, that's so much better than what you just saw. So I ripped all the way back to here to fix my mistake. And my mistake was, you see how there's 2 double crochet in this space right here? I had only put 1, which decreased the stitch count a whole lot. And then up here, I did the same thing. I only put 1, so it decreased it again. So that by the time I got up here, it was like a lot, you know, tighter. And I couldn't figure out why. I thought it was my gauge. It wasn't. It was my lack of properly reading. So this is what it should look like. Nice and all the same. And that's Tote just jumped off the bed. So what I'm going to do now is make the straps, which I think I am going to do all cream. Yes. Now that I'm looking at it on the screen, I think I'm going to do it all cream. Yeah. So needless to say, there are a lot more ends to weave in because I had to tie the yarns together and all that good stuff. So there's ends all over this thing. But there was no gauge problem. It was just me. So back to your regularly scheduled Kalisha. I don't know if I'm going to put a lining in it. I probably will because I tend to carry a whole lot of ink pens and crochet hooks and knitting needles around with me. So I probably will do a lining. But yeah, that is my Starburst tote. And let me see if I can show you the pattern a little bit easier. There you go. See? And like this one is opened up a lot more than this one down here. because this bit has been like recrocheted. I think I recrocheted this twice because of my gauge issues. And then down here, everything is just crunched together down here. So I am going to wash and dry it because I have heard that linen gets better as you launder it. So yeah, there you go, my other mofo. And see, I had 2 straps. I was ready. I don't know what I'm gonna do with these, but I don't want to frog them out really. I can make a headband, who knows, whatever. Do I have any other works in progress that I want to mention? Not really. Well, not that I want to mention for real. I am still working on the Kia socks by Dawn Henderson. But I don't think I've gotten a whole lot of work on those done because I was working on the movie socks. So that will take us into maker plans. And I have one, and I'm really excited about it because I have been wanting to get back into this for a while, and that is spinning. Do y'all see this dog trying to sneak off? Y'all see her, right? Tootie. Tootie. I know you hear me. Come back here. She's just hoping, waiting for her chance. Stay in your yard. Anywho, I have been wanting to get back into spinning, and I have two spindles? 3. I have 3 spindles that I use. All 3 of them are ones that I've made myself. So part of me wants to like buy an actual drop spindle, but the DIY side is strong with this one. Like, the ones that I made, they work. So anyway, so I have 3 spindles. I think 2 of them currently have fiber on them. The 3rd one might be missing in action. Not quite sure, but I remember making it. But I want to get back into spinning. The fiber that's on my favorite spindle is this green fiber. I will put in a picture of that as well. And it's really like, it's a really good one to spin. Like, drafting it is really easy. Tootie's gonna get sitting inside. She's about to lose her privileges. Okay. All right. Drafting it is really easy. Spinning it is really easy. So I'm really enjoying that one. I think it's a mix of, let me not lie to you, I don't remember what it's a mix of. But it's from Euphoric Fibers, which is a, I think, Florida-based fiber dyer. And I came across them at, where was I when I bought this? Oh, I was at a local yarn shop in somewhere north of here. So I've been spinning that for multiple years at this point, and my other spindle has some spinning fiber that I won from the Freakish Lemon when he did his Sith and Spin 2 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago, 2, in the past. So both of these spins are like long languishing spins, and I really want to like knock them out, right? And I figure if I had like exciting fibers to like try, or like something to like really get my hands in and like really be like a full project, it would kind of inspire me to spin more. Fingers crossed. So this is going to take us into Stashquisitions, and there's Here's a few. First, which is like actually the newest thing that I have stashed, is a bag of fiber. One of my favorite yarn shops in the area, it's in Claremont and it's called the Barn Yarn, is closing. And today was her like closing sale, and everything in the store was 30% off. So I went in to see, you know, what there was, what did I want to get. I found this. This is a ball of sock ease, and it is the, I want to say this is Lemon Drop. Does it say it on the thing? Yes, Lemon Drop. I've been looking for this like everywhere, and in any store, like in any, I think they sell it in Michael's, Joann's, I don't know. Anywhere that I have found this brand of yarn, they never have this colorway. And I didn't want to order it online because then you had to like order them in sets of 3, and I don't need 3, just need 1. So when I saw it, it was just one of these sitting by itself on a table. I snatched it up. So I got that. Very happy about that. But back to the spinning. I got a bag of wool. Let's see if I can gather it all up together. So this looks like a mess, but it's such a soft, squishy mess. So I don't know what actual fibers they are, and that's fine. She was just like, we'll sell it by the weight, whatever it comes up as, then you'll get 30% off of that. And I was like, cool. So I got this, and it's like a neon greeny yellow. And I ripped this piece off in the car because it was just like really nice, like texture to have in my hand. I've even like kind of like worn a little divot with my thumb like that. I was just holding it and playing with it. So I think I'm gonna put a keychain on this, and it's gonna be like my stress fiber. But yeah, so I have that one. And then I think this is the same fiber, just a different color. And this is like a peachy orange. It looks like it's coming up a bit duller on the screen. But yeah, I think, if memory serves me correctly, I want to say this is like Surrey alpaca, I think. I know that the owner of the shop raises alpacas. I don't know what breed she has. And long ago, when I lived in Alabama, my local yarn shop there, which is Fiber Artworks, she would provide spinning, like spinning fibers. And one of them that she was showing me was a Surrey alpaca, and it looked a lot like this, like really silky, curly kind of locks, before she carded it up. So I think maybe that's what that is. I could be totally wrong. I don't know what I'm doing. And then I had this little bit, and this I just had to get because of the color. Like, look at that. And then look how pretty it is. Like, I don't even want to do anything to that. It doesn't even feel like it's a real thing, but it is. So yeah, so I got these, and then I got this baby. Look at those colors. It is blowing out a little bit thanks to the sun, but this is like magenta pink, like hot pink, and then like a deep purple, and then just like blends in between. And this is really like soft wool. Again, I don't know what kind it is, but I like it. It's really cool. It's still a little sticky. Like, I don't know if that is like, it's probably not like lanolin because this has been dyed, so that's probably washed out, but it's got an interesting texture on my hand. So I'm interested to see how this bit is going to spin up. And then the big mama is this pale gray purple and a feather. But this pale gray purple, look at that. I am so excited about this. And oh look, we got a little smidge of green in there. This feels similar. Like these two feel similar, but are they the same? I think so. This is so satisfying to just squish in my hands. So what I'm thinking is to keep this, like this big purple, this pink, and this together because yes. And I have 2 curry combs. Or no, not curry combs. Curry combs are what you clean a horse with. What are the pads that you use to like carding brushes? Carders? Something like that. But I have 2 of those. In all honesty, they are 2 dog slicker brushes. And when I first got into when I first got into spinning, I wanted to know how to, you know, prepare my fiber. Like how can I like do this how can I do this process, but not like in a taste testing kind of way, like I was saying earlier. Like I don't want to spend like lots and lots of money on like equipment for something that I don't know if I'm really going to be like all in, right? So I was researching online and people were like, you can just use dog slicker brushes. It works the same. You're just brushing them against each other this way when you're brushing the fiber against itself this way to get the fibers to align. And I was like, okay, I could do that. So I have a couple of those, and I think I'm just going to blend all of this together and see what happens. It doesn't smell particularly sheepy. It really just smells like the yarn shop, because like her shop smells strongly of like handmade candles and wood. And then I think I'm going to, I don't even know, oh, customary fiber in the nose. I don't even know if I want to card this or if I want to just like put it in a container and just have it as textural beauty. Not sure. But one thing I definitely want to do, which is going to sound crazy, but I think I'm going to do it, is, oh my gosh. So I play with my hair a lot. And what is the lock I play with? Is it you? Is this one. This lock here is the lock that I play with all the time. Like I'll pull it down and just like run my hands over it or just play with it like this, right? I want to make an art lock. I don't know if that's a thing, but I want to take like one of these little locks and I don't know, like interweave it or like twist it around and felt it to my lock or something like that. I want to incorporate like this into my lock. I don't know if I'm really going to do this. I don't know if it's going to look stupid, but I'm excited about it. I might also take some of this one and put in here and like have like a little mermaid lock. What I should do is dye some of this blue and then put it in, because I have been saying I wanted blue hair since I was in elementary school. Not elementary, like middle school. So yeah, I think I want to do that. And if I do that, I'm totally going to film it so that you guys can see like how I do that. I don't don't know. Am I crazy? Let me know if I'm crazy. But I think this is going to be like super awesome and like really fun for my like sweetie lock. Like, this is my homie right here. And you can tell, look how much I have pulled that in comparison to the rest of it. It's going to shrink back up. So that is my fiber. And I'm excited to like start playing around with that. Speaking of hand spun, I received Tommi's swap package that I mentioned earlier, Tommi of Squirrel Pie Productions. I received her package in the mail, I think the end of last week. And she sent me a bunch of minis, and a lot of them are her hand spun, which I think is super cool. So, let me, she put little tiny labels on everything. I love little tiny labels. But, okay, so this one is her hand spun. It's Loop Fiber Studios. And there's a little bit of sparkle in there. Like, I don't know what I'm going to do with all of these, like, little hand spuns. I should maybe put them in, like, color order and then do, like, a weaving with just the hand spuns, because I think that would be really cool. We have that one. This is Moon Rover Merino Nylon. I feel like she knit socks out of this. Tommi, did you knit socks out of these? If you're watching. I really feel like there were like knee-high socks or something like that. I don't know. I could be making up memories. My brain does that. This hand spun is Into the World Shetland wool. And it's like a olivey green color. I don't know if that's coming across on camera. Then she sent me some loose wool, which is Spunky Eclectic Merino wool. So I'm going to put that in with my other fibers. Actually, I might not. I might just leave this and do like strips of it, strips of roving in the weaving. This one is just hand spun. I don't know what it is, but I love the color. And another, this is Spunky Eclectic Fin wool. Come on, get it together. Get it together. Spunky Eclectic Fin wool. Oh, it does have, like, I thought it was all solid, like mint, but it's not. It's got blips of another color. I'm not even sure what that other color is. Maybe like a pale gray or pale gray purpley. I don't know. That's pretty cool. And then this is just another hand spun. So I'm excited to play with those. She also sent me some other minis. This one does not have a tag on it. This one is her yarn, Moonstone Dyeworks, the BFL sock in the Aquarian colorway. This is the yarn that she's using in her weaving, and I really, really like this color. I like it a lot. This one is Tilting Planet, like a variegated or tonal purple blue. This one is Malabrigo, like a grapey color. Okay. I feel like there was another one that I had. Everything is unraveling. Oh, there you are. Oh. That's why that doesn't have a tag, because it's the same as this one. This is Stranded Dyeworks. Ooh. Merino Cashmere in Reef Dive. So another aquatic colorway. Super awesome. So thank you so much, Tommi, for swapping with me. I'm hoping by the time this gets up, your package will be to you. It should be. Anywho, let's keep it moving. Alright, so let's do some Happy Mail that I ordered. So if you're on Instagram, there is a maker there called AshLovMakes. Ashley does project bags, and she used to sell on Etsy, but now she's just selling strictly through Instagram. So whenever she has bags available, she pops them up on her Instagram, and then you like PayPal her for them. And she put up this bag, and by the time I saw it, like hours had passed before I saw this post, and I was like, oh no, please tell me you still have this bag. And she was like, yes, I do. So I even kept it wrapped up, guys. This has been wrapped up for like 2 weeks. It's got sheeps and then a little black one. Oh my goodness, I love it. Oh, and the inside is pink polka dots. And there we go. So, oh goodness. Here is, well, her information is, it's AshLovMakes. I'll link her down below. You should follow her on Instagram. She does, like, she finds really cool fabric. She does zipper bags and drawstrings. So whatever your flavor, go check her out. I'm excited to be able to use this now. Now that I have shown you guys, I have shown the world. Gotta find a bag or a project to go in there. My next mail came in this. Bet you can tell who this is from. I ordered the We Knit 2 pin from GGMadeIt, and it came. I love it. I love all of that representation. Everybody knits. All of us knit. But I love it. I'm excited. Now I can take it out of the packaging and put it with my collection. So yes, those are my 2 Happy Mail that I ordered. So thank you so much to those 2 awesome makers. I will be linking them down below, so if you're interested in any of these things, I don't know if Ashley still has this fabric available, but definitely go check out her Instagram to see what she does have available. And I believe Gigi still has these pins in her shop, and I think there's also listings for her other pins as well. So we're gonna go on to, I have some yarn I got for my birthday and a new little friend. And I have a book that I got from a viewer of the podcast named Luann. So I'll show you the book first. This is a book. It's filled art, Afghans, and wall hangings. So this is the book. It's got crochet Afghans and wall hangings. Oh wait, no, these are knit too. Uh-oh, did I just tell a lie? Is it crochet and knit? Yes, crochet, knit, and wall hangings. And then what I thought was really cool about the wall hangings, they show you, like, where is it? Where's the big one? Okay, so they show you what it looks like in real life, and then they show you like a graph on how to create it. I'm not entirely sure how to do that. I'll try it, but this is really cool. So thank you so much, Luann, for sending that to me. And then the birthday yarn that I got is from Jennifer of Yarn Tripping, and she actually gave this to me when we were going to the stores for the Orange Blossom yarn crawl. So first I'm going to show you the little friend she gave me, and I still haven't named this guy. Like, he's been nameless for almost a whole week, guys. He's a little snail. Oh, he's a little top heavy. He likes to fall over. But isn't he cute? Hi there. So he's like my little snail friend. See if he can sit there for a little bit. He probably cannot. Hold on to my hair, dude. Hold on to my hair. No, we can't do it? It's okay. You'll sit down here and listen to me. So she gave me that guy. And she also gave me this sock set from Hooker's Corner. It is Forever Young and Smurfette. It is 3H Super Sock and Twisty Sock Mini. So this one is 75% superwash merino wool, 25% nylon, and this one is 80-20 superwash nylon, so 80-20. 100 grams, 20 grams. That's pretty cool. So there's that. I will link Hooker's Corner's website down below, so if you're interested in getting some yarn from them, there you go. But I think what I'm going to do is, I think these are going to be a pair of socks, just a solid pair of socks, because I can definitely get a whole pair of socks out of 100 grams without the contrast. And I think I'll put the contrast aside for later use. And then there's one more thing that I want to show you guys. I went to the Goodwill and I found this awesome sweater. Now, this is not the first time I found a colorwork sweater that was obviously handmade at the Goodwill. The first one that I found, it was like 2 shades of blue and a white and had like a zigzag pattern going around the yoke, I think. But I tried that one on and it was like unbearably itchy. Can't hang. So I found this one. And it's not so itchy. It does itch me a little bit, but I think that might be because it needs to be washed again. I'm hoping. But look at that. Hello, son. And I was looking at it and I am rather impressed with this knitter because all of this is twisted. Like, it's all twisted. Is it twisted rib too? Yep. Everything is twisted, including the ribbing. Like, I don't know if they did that on purpose, but yeah. And then here's the floats. I haven't figured out like what kind of fiber this is. I feel like this is acrylic. I've got no real reason as to why I feel like it's acrylic, but I just feel like it's acrylic, you know? But I don't care. I have a colorwork sweater. But that was a really exciting find for me. It only cost me $4.19. Yay! I was gonna wear it for the podcast today, but I'm not fancying a heat stroke, if I'm honest. And that's everything that I'm going to show you guys for Stash-Quisitions. I did find some other yarn in the thrift store or in the Goodwill, which if you follow me on Instagram, you would have seen it. And I found a really cute little basket. So the picture that I posted on Instagram, it's like the little basket and then the yarn and you know. But yes, so that's everything for today. Well, that's everything crafty for today. I did want to tell you guys of something new that I did over the past couple weeks. I took a sewing class at my local library. Well, it's not really my local library. It's the main branch of the library system down here, the Orange County Public Library System. They have a sewing studio in the main library, which I kind of knew was there, but didn't really like pay attention. And then a couple Sundays ago or last month when I was off for my birthday, Lamar and I went to the library and the sewing studio was open. So I went in there and I was talking to the lady and I was like, well, what do I need to do to be able to use your equipment? And she was like, well, just take the 2 basic sewing classes and then you can pretty much do everything. Really? And she was like, yeah. So in there they have, well, to be able to come in and sew generally, you have to take the intro to the sewing machine, and then fabrics and patterns, which like gives you an overview of fabric, how to tell the right side and the wrong side and the grain lines and everything like that, and how to read a pattern. You take those and then you can come in and use like their sewing machines. They have like the heavy duty sewing machines and everything. They also have a set of sergers. So in order to be able to do those, I would have to take the intro to the serger and how to thread a serger. So those 2 other classes that I have to take. And they have computerized embroidery machines. And when I walked in and I was talking to the lady, I saw them in the corner and I was like, that's what I want to do. What do I need to do that? Basically said take the two intro classes and then the introduction to the embroidery machine, and you'll be able to, you know, do whatever you want that way. So I took the 2 intro classes, and oh my gosh, y'all, they were like so intro. Like, this is a sewing machine and this is thread intro, which I'm like, if you don't know, then this is all news to you. But for me, it was a little bit difficult to stay awake in the class. The first class, the intro to the sewing machine, was pretty fine, because their sewing machine is actually the heavy duty version of the one I have. So it was the same as me sewing at home. And then I was trying to like sew slowly. Like, I don't want to be like boop, 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 done. Like, I wasn't trying to be that student. So I took that class. It was fun. Let me show you what we made. So first, the teacher had us sewing seams, or not even seams, just sewing straight lines. So I kept my little straight lines. I had Spider-Man fabric. So I had those. And this was the project that we made at the end of class. So it's just a little pouch. Yay. I can put my little snail friend. Put my little snail friend in here. I don't want to put him in there that he can't see. I don't know what I'm gonna do with that little pouch, to be honest. But yeah, I made a thing, and the cutest thing. Okay. No, it was cute. The lady who was sitting next to me, when she finished hers and turned it like, you know, right side out, she was like, "Oh snap, look what I did." She was just so proud of herself. And like, that's what I love about making, is like when you finish the thing and you're like, dude, I just did this with my own 2 hands. These hands did it. Held my hands over here, it looks like I only had 2 fingers. These hands did it. I made that thing. That was me. I learned how to do this today. Like, she was so proud of herself. It was great. So my second class was the patterns, the fabric and patterns class, which was basically, this is how you read a pattern. And I was super tired that day, and I almost fell asleep, guys. Like, I knit through the whole class. I'm so glad that I had my knitting with me, because that's the only thing that kept me awake. I knit like that much on my movie socks, just back and forth, back and forth. But yeah, I got my certificates. Now I can go take the embroidery class, and that is the class I'm going to be taking on the 25th. So a couple weeks from now, I'll be learning how to use a computerized embroidery machine, which the reason I'm excited about is then I can do like embroidered bags for my shop, and I feel like that would be really, really cool. Raise your hand if you think that would be really cool. But one of the perks of taking a class at the library, or taking this particular sewing class, was that at the end of the class, the teacher was like, hey, you know, well, the end of the intro class, she was like, hey, our next class is going to be how to read a pattern. So she pulls out these huge boxes of donated patterns, and she was like, go through here, take as many as you want. Excuse? Yes, I will. So I got 4 patterns, and yeah, they're all McCall's. The first one I got are these leggings. This is M6173. I have never done leggings. So when I get around to taking the surgeon class, then I'm gonna bust this out. This is M5847 and it is a classic fit shirt dress. And I really like this shape. Like whenever I wear dresses, I like this kind of shape. So there's that one. And then M6027 is another shape that I like of dresses. I kind of feel like I might have this pattern on already or something very similar to it. It was free. And then this is the one that I'm super excited about. Super excited and also a little bit nervous, but it's gonna happen. This is M6610 and they are jeans. Look at. So you've got like straight leg and then some boot cut. And this is to be done with stretch denim, I think. Oh, just regular denim. I'm excited. I'm gonna make jeans, guys. I've made exactly one pair of pants in my entire sewing career. And that's like going, like my minor is apparel and design. The minor that I took in college was apparel and design. One pair of pants that I ever made in ever. And they were like lounge pants. So I don't even think they really count. So there's that. So those are the 4 patterns that I got from the class. This was my sewing. I learned to sew and I made this ting. I might put like a button on it and I don't know. But that's everything, guys. It's everything that I have to share with you. I'm like leaning closer and closer to the house to get away from the sun. That hurts. So yeah, I'm gonna clean up out here and take all of my goodies inside, organize everything, and yeah. So I hope that you have a great evening. A great whatever it is when you watch this. Thanks so much for coming to spend some time with me today. Leave a comment down below of something good that happened to you. If you want me to share it, make sure that you mention in that comment that it is shareable. And yeah, thanks for being part of my universe, guys. Have a great day. Bye. Hey guys, I found my very first handspun ever while looking for my prep tools. Look at that. Oh my word. This is actually really cool. This fiber was given to me by a lady at an art festival in Huntsville, and she taught me how to drop spindle on a spindle made out of a wooden dowel and an AOL CD. And yeah, that's what I spun up. Look at it. Let's see if we can get some better light on here. No? Yeah, it's showing up a bit warmer. Look at that. And then this must have been my second. Either this or this. These are both like janky 2-plies. But I'm so excited to see them again. Oh my gosh. What should I do with these? Like, what should I do with these? Look at that. Ugh. I just unearthed so much spinning goodness. Like, I've got this, which is a single. It's not this. It's this. And this is wool that I got from this really big dream catcher. And I was like, this looks like wool. I bet I can spin this. So I bought it. I don't even remember how much this thing cost. But I bought it and I stripped all of the wool out. And I was like,
how do I take it from, you know, this into something that is spinnable? Because a lot of this was actually felted together because it's pretty old. So I went online and I learned about how to card wool, and that you can use dog slicker brushes for it. And essentially what you would do is you just kind of, this way, you just comb it back and forth until you've cleaned like most of the fiber off of your first one onto your second. And then you flip it and you do it again. I'm probably not doing this like the exact perfect way, but it works. So when you get all of that, and then you've got it just like, see, all of the fibers are going the same way, you can then, I got my pajamas on, you can roll the edges, and like you can use like a knitting needle or something like that, but you roll it. It's hard to do when it's on my lap. And this is like super short fiber, I think. So you can roll it into like a little roll-ag, and then you spin and draft like that. Ta-da! So I'm going to tuck that back in there and I'll prep it in. But I mentioned how I had a whole bunch of handmade spindles. This is one. The hook is missing in action, but I started spinning this blue fiber, which is this. And I'm going to feature this on the podcast like later on so you guys can actually see the color. I've got this one that I made out of Fimo clay, and it has this fiber on it. You see, I don't finish spins, I just make a new spindle. I have this one, which is another Fimo clay, or like oven baked clay, but I made a thinner whirl to see if that like will let it spin faster or spin longer. And those are the three that you didn't see earlier in the podcast in the pictures. But yeah, I'm excited to see this. So what should I do with this, guys? Let me know.